The Great Cola War, the King and the Rebel. For over a century, the battle between Coca-Cola and Pepsi has been more than a business rivalry. It has been a clash of American identities. This competition is not simply about taste or market share, but about two philosophies of success. Coca-Cola represents stability, continuity, and the comfort of tradition, while Pepsi represents challenge, movement, and the willingness to take risks. Together, they reflect a cultural tension between preserving what works and redefining what comes next. Coca-Cola built its dominance by carefully protecting its role as an American icon. From the beginning, Coke focused on permanence rather than flexibility. Its 6-ounce contour bottle was designed to feel familiar and unchanging, something consumers could recognize instantly and trust. Through images of Santa Claus, family gatherings, and national holidays, Coca-Cola tied itself to memory and ritual. Over time, this consistency became a source of immense confidence, an attitude often perceived as arrogance. When Pepsi struggled financially, Coke refused to buy its competitor 3 times, convinced that tradition, symbolism, and a guarded secret formula were enough to guarantee leadership. Pepsi, on the other hand, never had the protection of tradition. Its history is defined by survival rather than dominance. Faced with repeated failures and financial collapse, Pepsi was forced to listen closely to consumers. This approach became most visible during the Great Depression, when Pepsi made a bold decision that directly challenged Coke's philosophy. While Coca-Cola insisted on its small, elegant bottle, Pepsi offered twice the amount of soda for the same 5-cent price. This move was not symbolic, it was practical and immediate. For families struggling to survive, Pepsi represented value and fairness. From that moment on, Pepsi's identity was shaped by contrast. Where Coke sold reassurance and nostalgia, Pepsi sold change and opportunity. The difference between the two brands became impossible to ignore during the era known as the Cola Wars. While Coca-Cola leaned on its long-established image, Pepsi focused its energy on the future. The Pepsi Generation campaign shifted attention away from the drink itself and toward the identity of the consumer, presenting Pepsi as the choice of youth and progress. By partnering with cultural icons like Michael Jackson, Pepsi turned soda into a statement about belonging and modernity. This pressure unsettled Coca-Cola and pushed it into a moment later described as a midlife crisis, resulting in the launch of New Coke. The public backlash against the new formula revealed a truth. Innovation can excite, but tradition, once disrupted, is hard to rebuild. As the rivalry matured, the two companies continued to move in opposite strategic directions. Coca-Cola chose to focus on strengthening its brand image as the world's most recognizable beverage. Pepsi chose expansion. Acknowledging that soda was only part of a larger habit, Pepsi expanded into snacks, drinks, and convenience foods, acquiring brands such as Lay's, Ruffles, Doritos, and Gatorade. While Coke refined its crown, Pepsi expanded its territory. In the end, the Cola War reveals two paths: the king who protects the past through symbols and consistency, and the rebel who survives by adapting and taking risks. Together, they sell not just soda, but competing versions of the American dream.